Hey guys, I hope everybody had a great 3-day weekend. I just want to take this time to introduce just a little bit of what we learned in lesson 4.1 last week. So this is just a recap of some of the things we learned, which was how to write an inequality. So writing inequalities. We learned what some key phrases are for inequalities. So that's that little graph that you have at the very front of your notes. We learned some key phrases that represent the four symbols that we're going to see, either greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. And then the last thing we learned was how to graph an inequality and whether we're going to be using closed circles or open circles, and then in what direction we would be taking our arrows, either in the less than direction or the greater than direction. So at the very beginning of the lesson, I gave you guys this same problem that you'll see here right now, and maybe then you didn't have that much of an idea what was going on, but now hopefully you could see this problem and on your own write the inequality that represents it and also the graph that would represent the inequality. So let's take a look at it one more time. Each day at lunchtime, at least 53 people buy food from a food truck. Write an inequality that represents the situation. So I'm looking for three pieces of information. I'm looking for expression 1, my symbol that's going to compare it, so a symbol that's going to go in here, and then in expression 2. So in the information that I have here, I can see that the describing word here is at least. This describes just how many people are coming to my food truck, and it's at least, and then the number, one of the expressions is 53. At least 53 people will be buying food from a food truck. Now, I don't see any other expression there. I don't see any other number or any other symbol. So that means that I'm going to need to introduce my own symbol. And so we can use P as our expression to represent the number of people that go. So P can equal people. And then we have that at least 53 people will go. And the at least symbol, that's what we need to figure out. What does at least look like? So we can reason through this to determine what at least will look like. If at least 53 people are going, that means that P, the number of people that are going, is equal to 53. That's the minimum amount of people that would go. Or it's greater than 53. Because at least 53 people are going, so I'll always have 53. Or I might have more than 53. I might have 54, 55, 56. And so I can't have two separate symbols, so I combine this to look like P is greater than or equal to 53. And so this is my inequality that represents that word problem. The number of people that are going to go to my food truck every day is greater than or equal to 53. But now let's figure out how would we graph this inequality. So what would this look like on a number line? Let me just go ahead and put in a number line in here. Oh, and actually this number line doesn't have enough numbers on it, so I'm actually going to take this out. We'll create our own number line. So here we'll put 0 somewhere over here, and then 53 can be over here. This can be something like 20, and this can be over here 100. So I need to determine now, am I going to use a closed circle or an open circle, and then in what direction is my number line, my arrow, going to go on the number line? Well, just as a reminder, an open circle means that the number is not part of the solution. The number is not a solution. And then a closed circle means that number is a solution. So that means that the number is a solution. So now I got to ask myself, is 53 itself part of the solution? If I were to put 53 in for P, is 53 greater than or equal to 53? It's not greater than, but it is equal to. So therefore, I'm going to use a closed circle at 53 to show that it is part of the solution. It would be a true statement if I were to read it out loud again. 53 is greater than or equal to 53. That is true. And then now the numbers that are greater than 53 that represent P are going to be numbers like 54, 55, 56, which all travel to the right. So that means I'm going to be putting my arrow to the right with a closed circle, and that represents the inequality for the number of people that buy food from a food truck every day. All right, guys, so now you can go ahead and move on to the lesson 4.1 activity in Big Ideas Online.